Hi, good evening to all. Thank you so much for all your patience to attend this session today. I really appreciate all of your great presence here. I welcome all you to this introductory session on our ACS APC process, also an essential parameters of professional development. Today, you're all working in a greater extent into the leadership roles in the organizations, and I truly respect your qualifications and experience, and as well as your career aspirations towards your chartership from RACS UK. So I hope everyone have a vision of 2030. That is what exactly everyone should develop and plan and prepare for your success. It's not about just only certification. That's why this presentation is aligning completely in terms of your personal development and how you can develop your employability skills also can be discussed in the session. My name is Ramesh Palkira. Basically, I'm a civil engineer from India and also became a chartered in 2008. I mentored more than 4,000 professionals in Middle East, also as well in India, 500 people. And in this great journey, we made more than 500 MRICS so far, and rest of the candidates are still preparing. It's very great journey, and it's very simple principles of aspire to mentor the people for their career aspirations. In the industry, I worked in the various countries like India, Malaysia, and as well as Dubai, into the various sectors, into project management, also contracts management, commercial management, as well as the procurement management. So today's session is mainly introductory session, not only to speak about our ACS process, also various professional development opportunities today you're all looking. They're all expensive at the same time, lifelong, you need to continue your journey in that. That's why I try to attain the professionalism where it can give the confidence in the your career and as well as your, I can say, both personal life, professional life. Everyone has some aspirations in the career. Even I too have long back. But at the same time, from inspirational motivation, which is lack in the industry, where we provide completely until you get success. In this APC presentation and as well as the introductory session, I would like to explain initial concepts of why a professional has to attain international certifications like RACS as well as other certifications because the world is moving towards the next generation of the fifth revolution generation. In fourth revolution generation, the concept of Internet of Things. But now, future is emerging into artificial intelligence, whereas our contracts, projects, and project management procedures still is required to enhance to the next level. That's why a necessary professional development and role of chartered quantity surveyor, as well as the APC process of ASOC RACS, MRACS, and senior professional routes. I will discuss, I will explain completely with the detailed presentation slides. And all the attendees, you will get the presentation slides and the video within 1 or 2 days after attending the session. I request everyone attend the entire session. Also, you can ask the questions during the session, whatever I am explaining. My suggestion, no need to think in advance. I know that you're all worked in that today. So just relax and listen to my lecture. By end of the session, you will come to know complete information, whatever you require. I will also give you the at the end, what does AIMS program really can help you. And we are launching now a Fastrack batch. I will explain the essence of Fastrack batch in what sense. Everything I can clarify to you. Also, I will be available at the end to give you all your question and answers. As today in the industry, we are all preparing for our career. After studying engineering degree or any bachelor's of science or master's, our academic degrees, they never give you as a professional in our degrees. That's why in the industry, you all have to work out on the various aspects. Whatever technical subjects are the courses you study, after attaining 5 years of experience, everybody look for the next level of progression. Under that scenario, you have to look at in what extent you want to prove yourself as a professional. That's why the certifications from US, UK, Canada, Australia, such a well-developed, established, a good educational system, and also from industry, They already grown to the different level. They are providing certain assessment criteria to measure your professional practice skills, business management acquaintance, not only technical expertise of engineer or the quantity surveyor. So I request all the professionals to stop the cams. You don't require to on. Please ensure no one should on the cams during the session. At the end, we can discuss. So in this journey, as a quantity surveyor, when you started work initially in the quantification and costing, like quantity takeoff, pricing, abstracts, and bills, then maybe you involve in estimation and tendering, later involving into contract administration procedures, claims and dispute resolutions. Finally, some of you are at a senior management today. You are responsible for the commercial, contractual, and financial and legal operations of the company. Majority engineers who are practicing as a quantity surveying profession, you might have not gone through the entire cycle of science of quantity survey. That's why don't underestimate the designation of quantity surveyor, which has several competencies to be attained and to be demonstrated to become a chartered. So all these levels of professionals are eligible to apply for MRICS, but unfortunately, your experience is only limited to certain departments. That's why in the industry, many people are not getting this awareness. Even site engineers, project managers, construction managers, even planning engineers, project control engineers, quality control, majority of professionals, they want to grow in the career, but unfortunately, the growth is not taking them to the required level. Why? Because they may be not really aware of essential skill set in contemporary to the industry. That's why there was a saying always living in comfort zone, aiming for the growth zone. In between, there are two important zones. One is called fear zone, which always stops us. And second zone is called learning zone, which is very painful. But the beauty of the learning zone, at the end, it will give you success zone and also it takes you to the next level. That's why in the industry, when I meet a lot of professionals, essentially they're performing well in the industry and they know their job, what they are doing, just like you. And knowledge up to the company level operations, they're experts. But importantly, the skills, professional practice skills and behavioral skills, no one is exploring to check them. Who am I? What I am doing? What I supposed to do? Am I doing correctly? Am I a reliable professional in the stakeholders of the organizations where I am representing? And check whether you are a poor performer, average, good, excellent, or outstanding. That's why in the APC journey, majority people, they don't explore what they are, what they require to learn. That's why in the industry, one question if I'll put you, are you well treated in the industry? As you are representing maybe subcontractor or contractor or consultant of any type or client and developer. In all the organizations today, we are seeing several cross-cultural communications, various different nationalities, attitudes, and end of the day, we are all running the somebody's business. Thus, why to attain a chartered qualification or a chartered certification, everyone should know the value of the chartered. And apart from that, 90% of the, I can say, industry professionals today, they want to go for certifications because the HR or the recruiters, they are looking at the certification first to screen and also to send your CV to the companies. Even being the managing director of one of my own company, James HR Consultancy, when I meet the clients, their requirements always they specify, Ramesh, we want a commercial manager. We're supposed to be MRICS or some other certifications when they say, this all has become one of the benchmark today. That's why you should not stop your educational or the reconciliation of your career. It must be through one of the recognized and as well as renowned and which is in the market demand, one or two certifications you all have to do that. I know you're all joined today's session to know MRISS process, plus some of you diploma holders also the young professionals, you want to learn about Ashoka RICS. Now, I am coming to the topic today directly. Let's start. What is exactly this RICS? RICS being a Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, it was established after the Second World War in UK to regulate the entire construction industry. The way RIBA, Royal Institute of British Architects, Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, even IC, Institution of Civil Engineers, in UK being a small country and as well as the all the professionals, they really understand and value the institutional values. Accordingly, the membership to become a member, why this process has become so tough, or how do they measure the people? That's why one of the document picture I kept here arises futures preparing for the future of the institution, but in the members, you all have to upgrade. That's why about RICS and why to join is only depends on the current industry professional standards and as well as the rest of the elements. Then three categories here. One is Ashoka RICS, which is for diploma holders of any number of years of experience, and also degree holders who has less than 5 years, they have to go for Ashoka RICS. And MRICS is a category, any type of degree, and if you have any RICS accredited degree or you are a senior management professional, but you must and should have a degree to apply MRICS. That's why any diploma holder in this room, you no need to ask me, you're only eligible for Ashoka RICS. Even though you are a director or you are a manager, you must require a degree to apply to the MRICS process. Once you attain MRICS process, after the couple of years, you have to serve the industry, be part of RICS activities, and you will attain a fellowship into the member that is called FRICS. And no one can apply directly for FRICS. You must become MRICS first. You require the 5 years. That's why my presentation today mainly focusing on Ashoka RICS and as well as the MRICS process. I will not speak about the FRICS. All the attendees, I request no need to on your cams. Listen, understand, and this video and presentation slides will come to you to your email ID within 2 days. Why to join RICS today? These all list of items I brought it from RICS brochure, but according to me, it will become your global passport as long as you attain the confidence in the preparation. You have to attain the confidence in the preparation. One of the question by a team member, what does FRICS refers to? It is called fellow member of RICS. M stands for member, F stands for fellow. So rest of the career development and professionalism to attain, this purely depends on you. As today in the industry, almost like more than 15 years, I am delivering lectures, motivating the people. I had given the lectures to the various country professionals. Almost more than 6,000 professionals attended my introductory sessions plus the technical and other webinars. In all this, I advocate only one portion. Take one institutional standard, but there in the process, you have to learn about you. Majority, you want to study the books. You want to study the books, but importantly, study about you. Yeah. I know a couple of you typing the messages. I request you to first listen because you're attending a special webinar. This is a completely need analysis of your career. When it comes to this APC process, RICS, the defined APC stands for Assessment of Professional Competence. That assessment is clearly assessing of your professional practice skills. And in this, you must apply to this process, but with a vision. What is the vision exactly? Today, 2025, nearly another 2 months, it will get complete. Then what is your vision 2030? What you want to become? Or you only, if you are working as a QS, you want to become senior QS only? Or you are a manager, you want to become only director? Or you already at a senior management level? Would you like to start your own organizations? That's why every one of you have various career goals. But I'd never underestimate your capabilities because you're all successfully working with visas and also management is keeping you in the job in the Middle East means you are an excellent professional in the industry. But don't stop with excellence. Look at, don't think like engineer from today and don't think like estimator. Don't think like a project controls manager. Everyone should think like a business management professional. Knowingly or unknowingly, you're all driving the somebody's business. Are you aware? Maybe you don't know the vision and the mission of the companies because we all habituated to do two things. Morning, one punch, afternoon, one lunch. Evening, we don't know who can give a punch or lunch. End of the day, 1 year completion, 1 month annual leave, and every year increment or the positions, sometime growth or no growth. That's why you are responsible for your growth. And also, you are responsible for your career development. That's why I'm designating everyone today. You're all business owners. Start one company in your vision. That is called Vision LLC. You don't need to spend money. And you appoint you as a CEO of your own company. That is your career development of the company. There you are the best judge and don't do value engineering in professional development. And don't be confused in the life to grow because education is one of the standard which can change your life, which already you witnessed. But at the same time, further level how to grow, you all have to think in the right direction. To explain these categories, first is ASOC RS assessment, which I said for diploma holders. It is just like a diploma qualification, right? But it's not charted. That's why they have to submit their documents and no interview, they will get the ASOC RSS membership. I will explain this process in the next slides. What are the requirements? When it comes to any type of APC assessments and senior professional assessment, you have to send your CVs to RACS in the enrollment process and you need to prepare submissions in the given deadlines by RACS. In RACS process, you cannot ask them to follow your timeline. You should follow the timeline, whatever they given. In 1 year, RACS in the Middle East, they allow submissions in February or March, and the next cycle it will go to August or September. That depends on preliminary or final submissions. So once you submit your documents, you need to prepare for interview. The 1 hour interview, it will be conducted by 3 assessors who are FRSs and MRICS and who has been taken special training to assess you. Then after 3 people decision to pass you or to refer you, refer means failure. In the both the cases, you have to understand the entire process clearly. And once you become member of RACS, charted word, it has not only recognition in the world, it carries the responsibility associated with your career development. So many people join introductory sessions of AIMS, and we give a right education and a right enlightenment in the process. Sometimes they may feel, okay, let me prepare by myself or to maybe with other mentors, etc. But end of the day, in this process, once you publish in the LinkedIn or once you publish somewhere in the world that you become a chartered, remember very clearly, it's not only recognition. It carries the responsibility associated with the regulations and bylaws given by RSCS. So let's start the first process of ASOC RSCS. This ASOC RSCS means it is you are associating with RSCS as an initial process. So under this category, if you have any high national diploma or any sort of a less than 4 years degree, you must have 2 years experience above beyond the date of your completion of diploma. You must write submissions, no interview. Or you have a relevant degree, but you don't have 5 years experience. Then you have to must go through this process, but you must have 1 year experience. In this process, your written submission details I will explain in the later parts of the slides. And once you have enrolled with RACS, prepare submissions and ethics module test, which is under the RACS portal, you need to complete. Then you will attain ASOC RACS. Remember, it is not a chartered certification, but it is a valid and valid in the industry. How far, by industry professionals, consultants, still they respect ASOC RACS. If you have any certifications like PMP, you don't require to prepare any submissions. You need to go for direct entry route, but you have to provide your PMP latest certificate. Plus, you need to pay the enrollment fees. This is the entire mind mapping of the SOCARS. Let me explain in a quick manner into the graphical representation. Whether you have a diploma, any other eligible category, you must and should follow the process. First, you have to enroll. You need to pay the money to RACS, approximately 221 pounds after they agreed your certificate, agreed your eligibility criteria. Then you required to prepare these three documents: case study, summary of experience, and CPD record. CPD stands for Continuing Professional Development. Today, you're all attending my session, being a pharmacist and also as a CEO of my own company. When I'm delivering the professional lecture today, you're all receiving 2 hours of CPD certificate. They require 48 hours CPD. So once you submit these documents, RACS, if they approve, then you will attain the certification called ASOC RACS. This ASOC RACS, what I explained, I will explain in clear manner by using a flow process. What you have to check first now, whether you have a diploma or any number of years of experience, bachelor's degree with more than one, less than 5. They have to submit the CV to RACS in the enrollment process. They will check if your diploma or what you submitted the educational qualification. If they are okay, then they will reply to you under the assessment platform. You need to take a counselor, either MRICS or FRACS. And before December 2025, you have to enroll. Then you will get the account in the RACS. Once you have done this process, the stage 1 will get complete. That means preparation of any CV, what you have, and submit to RACS through the enrollment process. Then complete well before December first week or second week. Because in February 2026, in the first week, you're required to submit the documents. These documents, you need to study the candidate guide and 2,500 words case study, 48 hours of the CPD record, and summary of experience for the both mandatory and technical competencies. You have to write a certain number of words. Once it has been submitted in the assessment portal, your counselor also has to approve. Then it will be going to the next stage for assessment. The assessor who has already MRICS or FRACS, they will review the documents what you submitted and they will provide you pass or referral. If you pass, RACS will send you an email to pay further money to continue as associate RACS member. If you fail, referral, they will send a report. Under the report, they clearly mention why your documents are where it is lagging, your certain, I can say, professional deficiencies. And because in this ASOC RACS, mainly your effective writing skills, accuracy and precision, and very good understanding of the competencies are very important. And I hope you all can see the bigger picture of the submissions of ASOC RACS. And if anyone have questions, any questions up to here, but today's the introductory session, I will not discuss in detail on the where competencies, or also I don't detail in discussion on the submissions, but overall view I will explain. Some of the candidates are typing about their questions, and basically I will answer to these questions of your educational or other criteria at the end of the session. Question by one more candidate. ASOC RACS will add value to the career growth or recognitions. As I said, if you're a diploma holder and also in the career progression is not happening to you properly. For example, with a diploma, you're working as a senior quantity surveyor in one of the fit out company in a contracting firm. And growth-wise, you're not finding a great amount of, I can say, salaries or career recognition. If you apply to consultancies, they look at Ashoka RSS or MRSS because they can sell you to the client at a good rate. And of course, you'll get a good environment, plus at the same time, hike in the salary is also possible. So that's the Ashoka RSS main flow process. Also, you can download various guides which are available in the RSS website related to RSS quantity surveying guide for the Ashoka RSS. Also, project management pathway also separate guide. If you take, for example, quantity surveying pathway, if you open the Ashoka RSS candidate guide, they provide 8 mandatory competences. These are all basically related to your professional practice skills, plus business management skills, plus behavioral skills, including your professionalism. Then core competencies are basically related to quantity surveying practices, what we do, involving of quantification costing, procurement tendering, project finance, etc., including contract practice. Optional competencies they given any one you can take from here. And all the 6 core competencies we have to study from RSS candidate guide. They don't provide any detail, only one-page document. And once you understood that, then try to prepare the document by using your effective writing skills with the right way. For example, contract practice competency. Then Ashoka RSS candidates, they don't have levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. Only they should understand knowledge, what activities they are doing, and also what tasks they're performing under this competency. When you read this particular slide, the way which I highlighted, these are the important areas where you're required to learn. For example, they're written here, various forms of contracts used in the industry. The word forms of contracts is a technical name for conditions of contract. For example, FIDIC Red Book or Yellow Book. So this one-page document, a diploma holder who studied maybe diploma 20 years back, and if you want to write the documents around 300, 400 words, how do they prepare themselves? That is one of the biggest gap in the candidate preparation, also understanding. In RSS APC process or any certifications, my sincere suggestion is don't prepare with overconfidence, because overconfidence can definitely put you under the referral. That's why first you need to understand the space and you need to prepare in accordance with your work practices. Then you need to draft your documents for summary of experience. And up to there, I believe you understood the Ashoka RSS required only submissions, no interview. Then how they can progress from Ashoka RSS to MRSS in the future. Today you applied Ashoka RSS because you have only diploma qualification. Now what you have to do? You have to attain any type of a degree under this category. Then you need to come with again APC process of MRSS, which I am going to explain after a few minutes. Thus, why remember, without interview, no one will get the MRSS certification. Must be having degree, submission of documents, plus interview skills. I hope the diploma holders in this room, as I explained, whether you have more than 1 year experience, up to 40 years of experience also, you are eligible for only Ashoka RSS. So up to here, if anyone has any questions, you all can ask me on the Ashoka RSS process. Somebody is asking me to speak loud. I hope I'm speaking loud. Maybe you have to re-log in once, then you will definitely get a good. Maybe you have to check your internet strength also. Then second, experience of post-graduation, one candidate asked me a question. If I have degree like BSc Honors in Chemistry, no problem if I have managing experience. Here, RSS required a degree. It's not necessarily engineering degree. Whether you study chemistry or physics or maybe mathematics or accounts, but do you have quantity surveying experience in the industry? That is very important. Another question by a candidate, how is process after PMP? To apply for Ashoka RSS, you should have good record with PMP, at least 1 or 2 years, and a good standing in that you have to provide your certificate to RSS As I explained in the earlier process, you need to submit to RICS with your counselor approval. With that, no need to prepare any submissions. You will get ASOC RICS directly. Even you don't require to join AIMS also because we have the PMP. For ASOC RICS, that's the process. And when it comes to the MRICS category, before I go to the MRICS category, after I explain entire MRICS process, maybe one of the candidate have more than 10 years of experience, but no confidence, even writing skills, presentation skills, technical, contractual, commercial, legal, financial, plus business management languages or the technologies, candidate don't have confidence. Sometimes the degree holders, even though he has a degree, he want to apply for a SOC RICS post. My suggestion, don't think like that. Because whether you prepare a SOC RICS with a degree, it may not be helpful to you. At least 1 or 2 years put complete, I can say, process into the line. And then question by another candidate. I think these are not relevant right now. I'll discuss after a few minutes. Let me explain MRICS APC process and journey. Here I will explain about the qualifications. At the time, I will answer to any pending questions to the process. I appreciate your patience. In this MRICS process journey, the preliminary assessment route, generally any non-RICS accredited degree means any degree, engineering, PSc from your home country, whether you are coming from any type of countries from the world, but you must and should have more than 5 years experience into particular pathway, QS pathway or PM pathway. Then you need to work on 3 important areas. One is called preliminary submission. Once you pass, you'll be going to the final submission. Then interview. This route name is called preliminary assessment route. I will explain in very detailed manner these all routes, but I'm introducing now. Try to understand first. Second, you might have studied some RICS accredited degrees. Maybe you studied the BSc from Ottawa University from Sri Lanka, or maybe you studied any UK-based degrees, or MSc from Heriot-Watt, post-graduation. Such degrees are called RICS accredited degrees. Those routes are called structured training routes. So generally, the engineers or the quantity surveyors working in the industry, once they have more than 10 years experience, they go for this master's. Then when you have an RICS accredited degree and more than 10 years, no structured training required. This is the route name. What is the meaning of that? Already you studied in the postgraduate all these things. That's why your route will be no need of preliminary submission. You have to go for final submission. That means only time can be saved. Then your interview. But remember, submissions are must. That means your written communication skills has to be demonstrated. Plus interview is also must 1 hour. When it comes to senior professional assessment route, it is essentially for senior management professionals. They also have to submit the final submissions plus interview. Then who belongs to these routes, I will discuss in detail one by one in the later parts of the presentation. I hope we are moving forward on more than half an hour. I believe this process over the phone within 5 minutes I cannot explain. That's why I'm arranging this detailed free webinar for all of you. In the process of attaining this BSc or College of Estate Management or MSc, these are all basically UK-based degrees or anywhere RICS accredited degrees. Then they come on the graduate routes. They can enroll for APC. Or just only you are going for preliminary assessment route or the senior professional assessment route, you can also apply for the enrollment. So once you pay the money to RICS, 767 pounds, don't assume that you will get everything. You have to understand the process, which I am explaining today. Then you need to prepare the documents parallelly. Case study, summary of experience, and CPD record. Plus, you need to develop your presentation skills and as well as your interview skills. So, in my mentoring, what I observed, majority of professionals, they never review their I can say, spoken abilities, and proper appropriate speaking skills. That's why whether you join names or you don't join names, when you want to prepare for this APC interview, to prepare these documents, do you have an appropriate precision, accuracy, clarity with the necessary grammar? Are you at least 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10? Maybe some of you, maybe you rate yourself maybe 4 out of 10. Then definitely you have to work hard. If you are preparing yourself, don't forget this. Effective writing skills, effective presentation skills. Plus, in interview, you should demonstrate all what you know, what you did. You should explain well within 2 minutes. That's why majority APC preparation, when I'm discussing with some couple of candidates, they say, Ramesh, I have very good experience. I'm good. I'm an estimation manager. I know everything. But importantly, you might have done maybe 200 tender estimates in the last 5 years. But in the interview, you should speak in the right and clear and concise manner the concepts of what we do. That is the area majority people with their overconfidence, they don't to do any sort of homework to check their professional practice skills. How they can speak properly, appropriately, in a reasonable way. That is where exactly will demonstrate your professionalism. That's why charted a certification to a time is not only getting 5 letters here. Importantly, you should understand it is originated from Royal Charter from UK. It has several significant bylaws and regulations. And during this process, as I said, not only recognition, you also will carry an associated regulation impact on that. That's why once you become today as a non-chartered, whether you're signing on a document or whether you're providing an advice, it doesn't carry any big liability. But once you become a chartered, you must and should be doing things properly, plus with the right ethical standards and also an essential points. So up to now, I think everybody is in line. So I will answer too quickly to 1 or 2 questions. MCIOB has any relevance to for MRICS? RICS sometimes they changes the stand on the other certifications or reciprocal arrangement. You have to type this question in the RICS website and check currently, does this MCIOB is one of the a direct entry possibility. Currently, MCIOB is a different process. MRICS is a different process. RICS generally they don't take any reciprocal arrangements. Any exemption for MRICS if I already have an ASOC RICS? Nothing. Same process entirely. Again, fee, everything. Only thing is your experience of written submissions can help. Another question, how many years of experience required for senior professional pathway? What are the requirements? You have to wait for my segment of SPA route. Then I will answer to that. Thank you so much. I answered all the questions so far. Once you want to start this RICS APC process, very important, the candidate guide, the latest guide, you can go up to Google, type RICS APC candidate. Easily a PDF document like this you can easily download. Then check in that whatever points which I explained right now, they have given at a summary level around 18 pages. Of course, in my presentation today, majority points I am covering. So let me explain step-by-step process, how you can understand this APC. APC stands for Assessment of Professional Competence. And first you have to register in the RICS online process. Go to website. One by one, you can check the tabs. There is a Join RICS. Click it and first register. In the registration, you are providing your email ID, current company details, etc. Just like opening an account in LinkedIn. Then there's an enrollment process where you have to do the step by step. So that today I'm not explaining here, but generally in AIMS candidates, in my first session, I will explain in detail the process. Or even if you are working in Middle East, you can send your CV to this email ID. Then RICS will come back to you and they will advise you which route you belongs to. If you are by chance working in countries like India Sri Lanka, and also other Asian countries, they can refer to APC candidate support at rass.org. Once RSS they approve by email your applicable route from RSS is a no structure training if you have accredited degree. Or normal degrees, you comes under the preliminary assessment route. Then in this process, you need to do the enrollment. You must require one counselor. Counselor basically, any MRSS or FRSS working in the industry, also he has to undergo a counselor training. Then he is eligible to approve your documents. Generally, counselor role, you have to maintain a professional relationship with him and take sometimes certain guidance, but he may guide you on submissions, maybe a review, but don't expect him to teach all the competences. But definitely counselor role is also important. In AIMS, when you join or when anybody join AIMS, what we provide generally, guidance. There's a small internet issue. Can I get some messages? Are you hearing properly? Can you type yes if everything is going smoothly? Are you able to see my cam, slides, and audio? Thank you so much. I appreciate some people candidates are typing. So in this process and the relationship and also the counselor role, you should work hard. Counselor should will guide you. In AIMS, we don't charge for counselor, but generally we provide guidance on the proper way how to prepare. And regarding the payment to the RSS fees, RSS will send you a link and you need to pay to by credit card or whatever the card you have. That is called payment date, is called enrollment date, the RSS. Then coming to the next process, assessment platform, which is once you got the RSS, your account pays, candidate pays, you will get the very clear guidance when to submit your documents. You also have to choose your pathway, QS pathway or PM pathway. So who belongs to quantity surveying pathway? I will tell you some designations. Any designation related to quantity surveyor, assistant quantity surveyor, senior quantity surveyor, managing quantity surveyor, maybe head of quantity surveyor. Any title comes with, they belongs to quantity surveying pathway, who are dealing with cost and time. Second, estimators, contracts engineers, commercial managers, also related to contracts who are managing, they also belongs to QS pathway. Then who are the PM pathway candidates? Like site engineers, quality control engineer, planning engineer, project manager, construction manager, project director, head of the construction project management, PMC company, wherever you're working. All these designations comes under the PM pathway. These two sets of competencies are completely different. Then you need to choose the competencies based on the requirements they specified in the guide. I will discuss on the competencies in the second part of my presentation today. I hope these 5 steps, if you understand, this is what you require to prepare just registration, enrollment, and take the pathway, choose the counselor. Then you need to start preparing your documents. And the preparation of documents required an appropriate understanding. Then, according to based on the pathway, RS is given 22 pathways. In that majority project management pathway you all belongs to or quantity surveying pathway. In AIMS, I mentor only these 2 pathways. Of course, apart from these 2, building surveying, facility management, valuation, there are different pathways. That's why whenever you have seen anywhere designation MRICS, don't assume that they are all quantity surveyors. They are maybe commercial property surveyors or building surveyors or facility management surveyors or different designations. So coming to the process of payment. Once you MRICS, if you apply, they charge around 767 pounds plus VAT. And Asok RSS 221. This is an approximate as per the until last year. Currently, RSS is increasing the fees now, I think 3.5%, etc. But whatever, once you apply, you got an email, but you must and should remember very clearly, if you are working in Middle East, whatever nationality that you are, you must apply in the Middle East branch of Dubai. At that time, you need to pay this much of money roughly. By chance, you're an Indian working in Oman, you enroll. And you got an invoice from RSS by paying the money in Indian currency, for example, you must recheck with RSS. Yeah, maybe that money may be lesser. In India, 42,000 they will charge. But importantly, if by chance, if you pay at later stage, if they come to know a mistake happened, they'll charge you again. That's why better be sure on this range of fees. And general range, if you pay the fees before October, again January need to pay 162 pounds again for MRICS, also 121 for the ASOC RSS. Luckily, you are in November now, and in December, if you pay up to next year, January, it is valid. So this is about the fee structure. Noted. I think there are two more comments. Noted. Right. Thank you so much. I believe now, I hope it is clear. And don't worry, I'm recording this here. I will share with all of you for your better understanding. Sure, noted. Coming to the process of this RACS fee structure, what they mentioned here, these are all very well clearly written here. Easily you can see, and also you can go through my video, which I'll share with you, that can help you. But remember, when you join AIMS, our fees does not include this fees. It is completely excluded. Right. Thank you so much. Coming to the next point, in terms of submissions. In the submissions, as I explained, all the submissions you have to prepare, and then you have to apply for preliminary or final assessment. Then this depends on your route applicable. Then once you go to the final interview level, you have to prepare and properly 1 hour interview. Then finally, if you pass, you will become, congratulations message they will give, you will become MRSS. So in RSS preparation, generally, the way which I explained earlier, and there is a video which is available in the internet. Due to my internet issue, I am not playing this one. Let's go to the routes of preliminary assessment. After preliminary assessment route, I'll give a small break. Also, I will give you question and answers. If you have any degrees like BE, BTech, BSc, engineering, architecture, whatever, if you don't have an RSS accredited degree, that comes on the preliminary assessment route. Under this route, the process will be, we have to register for the first with RSS and your bachelor's degree and more than 5 years of experience. Choose the right pathway and submit your CV. RSS will select and say, if they say your route is preliminary assessment route. If you want to go for this route, by December 2025, in the Middle East region, you have to enroll. That means pay the fees. Once it is being done, stage 1 has been completed. Then you have to start preparing for the competencies. Study the competencies, plus understand the case study guidelines, understand CPD requirements, plus summary of experience document. These documents, when you want to prepare, you require certain candidates who don't have idea. In AIMS, will provide detailed guidelines on all the submissions. Also, will review the submissions to help you. Then, what's the target date now? That is February 2026. And then, once you submit these documents, June you will get result. And if you referral or fail, you need to again resubmit in the next August time. February or August is the cycle for preliminary submission. If you pass, then by September 2026, you are going to submit clearly your final submissions. In the final submissions, you are updating these documents based on the comments given in the assessment. Then this final submission target is September 2026. Then they will conduct interview in November 2026. And if you pass, you will get your MRSS. Now, We are starting the fast track batch from 21st of November. 21st November to until 15th of January. Per week, we have 3 to 4 sessions. Then by this January 15th, we'll complete our course. By February, we'll submit your documents. By November 2020, this is exactly 1 year time, you can become MRICS. In this process, starting from enrollment, explaining the competencies, explaining the case study guidelines, also SOE guidelines, and review of submissions, support and arrangement of a counselor if you don't have, conducting the mock interviews, preparing all of you to the final level, how to prepare for interview. This all will be guided in the process. So these are all basically about the entire preparation. If you want to prepare yourself, you can prepare. Otherwise, this is the way how you require to understand. Now here there are some questions and some of the regarding the audio, what you could not able to listen. Apologies for that. And some candidates are asking voice is not loud, but maybe it's due to your internet. I'm speaking very loud here. And apart from that, one more question, what's the deadline of specific dates for enrollment in the Middle East is being specified here. And all the attendees, thank you so much. My team member has posted one form now. The form, if you want a CPD certificate, plus this video and presentation slides, please fill this Google form and we will share the relevant information with you. And in case if you find difficulty to fill the Google form, you must write your name clearly. For example, your name is Ramesh Palkila in capital letter. And also you should write your email ID properly without spelling mistakes. You can as well. I'm sending a model message. In case if you could not able to fill the Google form, type your name capital letters, the way which I shared here, and then email ID also, similarly you can manage. So up to here, what I explained, if you have any doubts, I can clarify to you. And the question by one more, MCIOB is helpful. Generally, any certifications are helpful. That depends on your current experience and also future ambitions. One question, an estimation manager, how I can deal with SOE for contract related competences. That is what exactly how AIMS can help you. Will guide and will teach all the competences what is required and it can help you. Question by Satish, I am attending this session from India for APS region. Please share the fast track session detail or email, it will be helpful. Sure, but being you are working in India, I recommend you to attend my India batch sessions because India submission targets are different. AIMS fees also for India team also different. Contact me by after receiving my details, share your CV. One of my team member from India, they'll contact you. Question by Mar, with the fast track batch of AIMS, is February or March final submissions interview possible or will happen in November 2026 only? This fast track, which I mentioned, only for AIMS training, not to go to the RACs, they will not fast track with you. Is there any normal batch also apart from the fast track? Fast track, when I mentioned, I will show the calendar with all of you after the break. And if you join by 21st of November, last the date, then we'll train all of you for preliminary submission by this time. Then submissions once you submit. Next one more batch, we do generally 4 months batch. That normal batch will start in the month of somewhere in January, February. Next batch also you will get again online access, plus all the recorded sessions we provide in our LMS system. That also will provide you. Thus, a lot of benefits. And one of the best benefit in this fast track batch is we have discounted fees for this fast track batch, which I will show you at the end. I believe I have explained the points. Also, I would like to answer to the few more questions. After preliminary submission, also for final interview, AIMS training will be there. Sure. Some internet issue. I'm stopping for a few minutes. Right. And someone can type the message. Is the my voice is now clear? Thank you. Thank you. Now I'll answer to the questions here. As I explained, one question, Samsung question is, I told yes, up to final submissions will help you. Gerando aims able to provide CPD sessions to get 48 hours. Yes. Aims will give 60 hours of CPD certificate and also will train you. Now, for how tough is the total process? Tough or easy, that depends on your knowledge and your skills. What is the passing percentage? Overall, Middle East, the pass percentage in the last is 40% roughly. 60% people are referring. If we submit in August, interview will get in November. I think I did not understand your question. If you belongs to preliminary submission route, you cannot go directly to August unless you have a accredited degree. But here, the preliminary assessment route, these deadlines which I mentioned, as per the current RICS timeline. And if we missed any classes, can we get the recorded sessions? You don't get the sessions to download, but you will get an access in 1 year time in our LMS system. We'll give a password. With that, you can do that. Question again, passing percentage from India. Apologies for guys, don't ask this question. This is not any engineering entrance examination. Pass purely depends on candidate. Okay, but overall pass percentage, just like normal competitive examinations, if you ask me, in last batch, India, the candidates attended are 16 and 14 people passed. And question by, if currently not working but have experience 10 years, we can apply for a RACS. While you are applying RACS, you have to work in a company. However, you can contact me. I will guide you separately on that. Senior Mechanical Estimation Engineer is how MRICS help to grow. I will speak about all the competencies. At the end, you will understand how it can help you. So I hope all the attendees, you understood this process clearly. Now, let me put a 5 minutes break. After that, we'll continue the session. Welcome back to the session. Let me answer to the questions few more. Can a diploma holder can become MRSS if you have more than 10 years experience? No. Any diploma holder, they cannot apply for MRSS. They have to must and should go through first a SOC RSS. Also, you have to complete a degree. Then after that, you can apply for MRSS. Question, is it mandatory to have 5 years professional experience completed at the time of CV submission, or experience near to 5 years is also acceptable? No. It must be after 5 years, you require minimum 1 day. Okay, that's very important. And one more suggestion to all young people, 5 years experience generally is very tough to tackle MRSS. Don't look at like a simply eligibility. Very important is a good understanding. Is that 5 years experience what you have? Is it with a real professional experience? And if you have with consultancies and also in a professional services. But my suggestion, then people up to 5 to 6 years. Either if you take up at times I made even 5.5 years experienced girl and a boy also passed MRSS. That purely depends on how much hard work you will do that. Because the competencies sometimes you may not have exposure. Once I explain 2 hours, you have to practice 20 hours. Okay, that's how generally it works. Another question somebody is typed here. It's a very lengthy question. I'll answer at the end. Come back to MRSS process in the preliminary submission route, which I explained. I hope majority you belongs to the preliminary submission route. Then another route is called, which has an RSS accredited degree plus more than 10 years experience. They write that route name is called non-structured training or no structured training. The meaning is already you studied in the degrees in the college. That's why the process of flowchart is simple here. Directly you're going to the final submission. The process, how does it works? Similar to previous MRSS flowchart. Example, you have to submit your bachelor's degree and also 10 years experience in the CV must be shown. Then send the things to RICS. By December, you require to the enrollment in Middle East. Then here, earlier I written as a preliminary submission, review required. But here, review not required. You can go for directly final submission. But remember, in the process is one of the same submissions and interview process, there is no difference. But these RAS security degree holders, when they apply under this rule, since they are going for final submission, the target will be March 2026, not February. Then April, they will just check the formalities. May, they will conduct interview. The June, you will get result. This basically a process flow chart, and both this route, either preliminary assessment route or the final assessment, no structure training route. Submissions are one the same. Process of interviews also one the same. But here in this, you can get instead of November 2026 in the preliminary submission, you are getting early and no preliminary review is required. If anyone has an RS secretary degree, those people, but more than 10 years experience, you should have. In case you have RS secretary degree, less than 10 years, above 5 years, then you have to undergo with the 12-month structure training. In this 12-month structure training, first you enroll. Every month-wise, what you have to do, they have explained here clearly. And of course, preparation of submissions and everything. Today, I may not explain this route clearly, but I provided the clear candidate guide information here. In case if you have an RIC secretary degree and also less than 5 years experience, even with the 1 week work experience also you can apply, but it is 24-month structure training. In this 24 months, you have to take a counselor and supervisor, and the details they have written very clearly. But the process of interview and submissions, same, whether you belongs to any type of route. The submissions of MRICS is you have to prepare a case study with 3,000 words. Summary of experience, there are various competences, mandatory 1,500 words, and technical core competences 3,000 to 4,000 words. And CPD record 48 hours, and you must undergo the one of the RICS online ethics test. These submissions, both for normal preliminary assessment route of MRICS and as well as the other route also same. But ASOC RICS, the word counts are lesser. Now one more last category, this is called senior professional assessment route. Under this route, according to the Middle East and also in India and also other parts now, senior professional route means you should have the designations and responsibilities like directors, vice presidents, general managers, CEOs, and head of the departments. If you have a senior contracts manager in Middle East region, they are not approving under senior professional route. You have to undergo with the preliminary assessment route. That's why I clearly written these designations clearly. There is a separate form under senior professional route guide they have given. Under this route, the same flow process it works. You must demonstrate your designation, organization chart, send to RACS. Also, you have to provide 400 words, a professional statement, how you belongs to senior professional route, at the decision making, business development areas. You're a part of profit and loss account of the company, such areas. And once they approve the route here, by January, you can do enrollment. By March 2026, your submissions. The submissions are different in senior professional route. Only three case studies, summary of experience is not required, and 48 hours of the CPD and ethics test. And also interviews they'll conduct in May, then June, they can become MRICS. And this is the list of submissions. And here, no summary of experience is required, only competencies select in the assessment portal. CPD is also 20 hours. Then case studies are 3 into 1,500. That is 4,500 words, 3 case studies. Also RSS ethics test. Now, coming to the categories of competences. Before I enter into competences, let me answer to the some other questions by the candidate. Please confirm my understanding is correct. We register RSS by paying the money. It will be valid until next year, December 2020. Yes, you are right. Each candidate will get two chances. If in any case they are not passed in preliminary submission, they will get another chance in August 2026 without paying any money. Agreed. But what happens? Maybe you will be, if you don't pass now in the month of February when you submit, then preliminary submission next August when you submit, your interview will go to 2027. At that time, you need to pay 162 pounds as an annual subscription the next year. That is how it works. Could you brief about the PM versus QS pathway? I'm coming to the point. Yeah. So these are the competences guides given by RACS in August 2018. They given several competences. But remember, competence means not only technical skills. It deals with your knowledge and skills, attitudes, values, behaviors. That's why, in simple word, competence always, it's not about your ability to handle. Do you have a capability to manage as a professional? That's why competence is always you have to learn in three categories. Level 1, they'll ask you to study and demonstrate up to knowledge and understanding. Level 2, real life example, what practically you have had experience. Level 3, advisory level. That's why this competences list what RSS was provided. For QS pathway or PM pathway, any pathway, mandatory competences are common. Mandatory competences they provided from ethics, rules of conduct, that's very important competency. Client care, communication, negotiation, health and safety is related to certain processes. Level 1, they given on the various other competences. All this you have to study and understand the candidate guide. You have to draft 1,500 words summary of experience. Core competences they given commercial management or design economics and cost planning. If you have experience in preparation of cost plans with cost consultants, you have to take design economics and cost planning as a core competency. Otherwise, contractors in other area, you can take commercial management. Rest of the competences what they given is must and should to be taken. Construction technology, contract practice, procurement tendering, project finance, and quantification and costing. Apart from 11 plus 6, you can choose any other two as an optional. So in optional contract administration, program planning, risk management, I take up in my lectures. Rest I don't take, but you all can study as per your convenience. You can take. But choosing optional, you no need to rush in the beginning. First to go through the competencies, understand. Before submissions, you can choose it. Total 19 competencies. 11 plus 6, that's become totally 17 plus 2, 19 competencies you have to prepare QS pathway. Suppose you belongs to PM pathway, so then competencies are different. I will explain PM pathway after a few minutes. If you take a competency like contract practice, here they written that candidates should have a various forms of contract understanding, plus contract law, legislation, and other forms. In the level 1, they given your understanding on the various forms of contract, including the FIDIC, standard forms, bespoke forms, and also how contract formation to until closeout stage. Level 2, different examples. And level 3, what type of advices you provided. Here, one of the question asked by estimator. I'm an estimator, I don't have experience. But you have a dream to become contracts manager, right? Sure. That's why you have to learn these things. Then one point source here in the Middle East being the founder of competency driven program. When I struggled, then I developed as a program for everyone. That's why if you join AIMS, it will give you that knowledge, whatever required. Then apart from these languages, during my lectures on the contract practice, worked in the industry, my lectures are teaching completely from the practical experience, plus strong theoretical background, how you can build up your skills to required level. Sometimes assessor will ask a question, How do you take the choice of form of contract that depends on this type of different options. That's why in my teaching, majority flow charts, flow diagrams, this type of things can help you a good mind mapping to explain the answer well within the 1 minute. That's why majority candidates, why they are getting referral, they are not preparing anything. They want to go for different trainings and they want to go for different mentors. These all are not important. You should know how to prepare is very important and your practice later to perfection. PM pathway, it has a competencies mandatory same for level 3 5, level 2 3, and optional any two. Here they given extra competencies are development appraisal, development and project brief, managing projects, and optional they provided the other competencies. So generally to study this particular competencies, RSS guides are like competency requirement, which I shown like this, available in the RSS website. But what to study for this? Majority candidates, they don't have understanding. That's why if you join AIMS, we'll provide complete guidance on first 21 competences on QS pathway. Later, the star mark, which are 6 extra PM, total 27 competencies, lectures, guidance, material, and recorded sessions access for 1 year. You will get in the part of it. Some of the candidates belongs to maybe senior professional group. Those candidates, they have to study extra another 3 competences. Suppose you are a commercial director. You belongs to senior professional group. But here you have to prepare 19 all other competencies plus 3, total 22. That's why all these competencies in the interviews, they will test your ability and also your capability. While speaking, your fluency, your accuracy, the level of detail, and the how do you, your voice projection, what type of pauses you are preparing, clarity. There are so many points will be measured in the interview level. So after attaining all these competencies, knowledge, once you come out with a confidence, then you can establish your own companies in the pre-contract or post-contract or claims management or even dispute resolution management. That's why all this skill set which is required for a consultancies are part of these competencies. That's why during my lectures, I share the practical experience which is required. And majority, when I started mentoring in 2009, at that time, in this entire Middle East is a dry. Then when I started mentoring, I given right direction to the many candidates. And it's not like tuition center type of a teaching. It should not be like one person should sit and teach. Always in this mentoring, to put you into the track, you need to practice, only required guidance. That's why initially, when I started AIMS, only 10 sessions I used to provide training. But now, because of the people expectations today, we change it to 30 sessions totally. But overall, the difference between PMP versus MRICS, if you consider, in PMP, there is no assessment criteria with people and no written submissions to test your effective writing skills. No test or assessment on your presentation skills, speaking skills, attitude, then 1 hour entry. That's why PMP also write qualification, but their only technical and analytical skills are only measuring. You all have to make sure on that. Now, up to here, I believe, let me answer the questions to the candidates. AIMS will give further training for final interview after February 2020. Yes, once you pass your preliminary submission, I will show the calendar. Give me another 1 minute time. I will explain. From where to get study material? Already I explained. It's difficult to get by through Google or etc. But if you join AIMS, we'll provide a very structured material. Another question for senior route, is it required to have 20 persons reporting to you at the time of application to be proven with organization job? Not only 20%, but it should have, the designation should have very a good, I can say, standing level. Manager level, senior manager level, they don't provide that type of senior professional route assessment. So PDU is equal to CPD. Yes, in the PMP, PDUs they call. And AIM CPDs you can use also for PMP CPD use also. After December 2025, what will be the next date for CV submission and enrollment? That follows again the targets given by RSAs. Okay. So in AIMS process, what we do basically, the enrollment process stays whatever doubts that you have. After guidance, you will come to the good stage. You will start building your competences parallelly, then completing your written submissions, then interview level. That's why in the process of this mentoring, what generally we structure a program calendar. If you refer to this calendar, you will understand clearly how do we track. 21st November, we are starting the program. There we'll explain about APC journey, enrollment process, competencies overview. Then 29th, we'll provide a guidance on writing skills program. We have 7 recorded sessions in our portal, and that will be how you have to watch and build your skills will guide you. Then 4th December onwards, competencies will start. Summary of experience guidelines. All green color are mandatory competencies. Red core, also optional yellow, and dark gray, it is a project management competences. So according to this calendar per week, 3 sessions or 4 maximum. Every session 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Dubai time 8:30 to 11. I will mentor until 17th January or maximum 20th January. After that, parallelly, I will guide how to prepare documents. Then February first week, the documents has to be submitted. If you prepare, we'll guide you. We'll also proofread the documents. By chance, if you cannot complete by February, the next target will be August. Next batch also, you'll get an access. And once you've done this by February, then during this process, the case study topics review, submissions review, also parallel it will be done. Once you pass preliminary submission, then again 10 sessions will train in the month of May to until November on the various interview skills, on competencies, question and answers. Totally it is a 100 hours program. I will share this calendar. I will also share the relevant information. Definitely, this all can help you how you can go ahead with the process. Another questions also I'll refer to one by one. Procedure to join AIMS and fee structure. I will explain after the few minutes. Yes, if I join AIMS was not successful in attaining RSS in the first year, will I get continuous support from AIMS? Yes, we don't charge again. But if you come after 2 to 3 years, if after 2 years exceeding, if you want to attend sessions, we'll charge. But training, interviews, and other area, we don't charge. With less than 5 years experience now, if I start my preparation for MRICS with AIMS in the upcoming batch, some internet issue. Now, I repeat now what I said just now. With less than 5 years experience now, can I start my present preparations for MRICS with AIMS in the upcoming batch? This all depends on your choice and what you want to do in the career. Similarly, one girl, she did from Abu Dhabi. Now she's the owner of her own company today. This all depends on how you want to grow as quickly as possible. For enrollment in December 2025, AIMS will support the candidate. Yes, that is what we'll explain in the first session. We'll give you one recorded video of the candidate, how to do that can help you. Sessions will be recorded in case we are not able to attend. Yes, already recorded is there in the assessment our portal. In my AIMS, our in-house, we'll give password. With that, you can watch it. Yeah. I think Neha's question is, if you are not successful, we will not charge you. Okay. Only one-time payment fees, you can continue. Difference between fast track and normal. Generally, previous batch, the entire competencies are explained in 4 months. Now, fast track batch, it happened in 2 months to meet the target of February. With less than 5 years of experience, now I can start my preparation for MRS with AIMS in the upcoming batch. If candidate wants to, is it possible? Sure. So many candidates join AIMS to get the knowledge and the skills, plus how they can improve to the next level. Shafiq, if I'm having overall 6 years of experience, majorly in the pre-contract estimation, around 20 to 30% post-contract in the commercial, MRSs will help me to align my knowledge from start to end project. Please clarify. As you all aware, your levels and what you know, then how to get everything in my sessions, I will guide you. But your involvement is required. Okay, for example, you never prepared a cash flow in your project. In my lecture, during the essential features of cash flow, when I explain, at that time, since you don't have practical experience, you have to go to your planning engineer, sit with him how they prepared the cash flow. You have to learn once practical. Then definitely that will become confidence. If need normal course procedure, please follow aims. Maybe in the future, our next batch will start in the month of February, or maybe that targets will go 2027. At the time, you can get the details. Senior mechanical estimation engineer, how MRSs helps to grow. My question is, if you continue another 5 years as a senior estimator, what growth you will get it? That's a question to you. That means you have to do something, not to do ordinary life. Extra plus ordinary is equal to extraordinary. That's why we want extra, but we need to apply efforts. Then definitely it will come. For you, the answer is one of the civil estimator from contracting company. He joined AIMS around 4 years back. Now today is one of the consultants commercial manager, and his salary increased 4 times. AIMS will provide guidance and support in developing CV that's suitable for enrollment process. Generally, normal CV of anything is sufficient. RSS don't expect you anything on a very high level. Degree qualifications are sufficient. I hope I answered to all the questions. That's why in the process of APC, these are the areas where we generally neglect. In our career growth, we never speak sometime with us. I mean, speaking to yourself. By analyzing your skill set, how you can prepare for this. That's why majority professionals, when the candidate did not pass means generally attitude problem, because you did not meet the expectations of others. That's why in the APC process, a case study when you drafted, they given a format like this. It must be last 24 months subject you have to take, minimum 2 technical competencies you have to demonstrate, maximum 3,000 words. So this case study guidelines in my program, one of the session I have 2.5 hours. I will explain format, guidelines, I'll provide a model. Will also help you on the selection of topic. Then once you draft it, we'll also review. Summary of experience format, it looks like this. At each level, they need to draft their experience in statements. So how to write again, we'll explain 2.5 hours. Each competency, once I explain, you can draft it. Once I complete the program, you can send it for final review. CPD is required 48 hours. In AIMS, we'll provide 60 hours, which is formal and informal. In this process, I have a 2 hours lecture on the CPD, how to record in the well within the RSS portal, that also will guide. And ethics test, how to do that. Generally, ethics test, you need to go to RSS website. Once you pay the money, they'll give a professionalism module lecture and some exercises. After that, once you have to attend 20 question and answers, 20 into 240 marks, you must get the minimum 30 marks. And it's around 3 hours CPD. You will get formal from the RSS. Once you reach to interview level, in the interview, they will provide completely all this guidance one by one. First, they'll arrange the panel and you need to present your case study 10 minutes. After that, they'll ask the questions on that. Again, 40 minutes, they'll ask the questions on all competencies. That's why this process looks very simple, but the process is completely well structured driven, and you must know each and every point well within it. If you are preparing for MAIQS, anyone, you need to prepare your CV, send to MAIQS board. They will provide you a route applicable, similar to other routes which I mentioned, and the RICs have a different routes, AIQS have a different routes. But competency framework for AIQS, they given on single sheet of the project cost management subjects. You can take any design economics cost planning or contract documentation procurement or contract administration and plus supporting competencies. So if you register with our AIQS board are very active in the Middle East. They will also give you some structured guidance on the process. And in case if you want to learn not only these competencies alone, if you want to learn the full cycle of RACs, join IMS will also train you and conduct a mock interview for you in the AIQS preparation as well. And when it comes to study material, we'll provide the various books, standards along with the each and every competency. And we'll train you how to prepare your answers to the point using the right buzzwords. Suppose if I ask you to speak about what do you mean by contract, you have a textbook and you studied. A contract is an agreement between the two or more parties, which is legally enforceable. But when you speak practical aspect, contract is formulating basically between offer and acceptance. The way you should speak like this, offer and acceptance, which is offer given by contractor, accept by the client, which is forming a promise basically. The aspect of basic, this particular learning point, the offer and what do you call acceptance once being accepted, that become promise. Promise plus consideration, that is become your agreement. The agreement plus enforceability, that is formulating the contract. You should speak up to theoretical plus practical aspects when you speak. That helps you to the required level. Thus, by APC preparation, it's not only your knowledge and skills, you require confidence plus critical thinking skills. Also, you should develop your common sense how to handle that. Thus, by APC process is not only professionalism, that should build your confidence, which is required for the RACS. Coming to the final, before I conclude the session, the aims will always motivate the people, enlightening the people. Thus, by important aspects which I put in my website. If anybody would like to go check the testimonials, the people who passed earlier, we celebrated their success and so many successful professionals across the Middle East. In every company is still very fortunate that my mentees are working in a bigger positions. And this, if you have a chance, you can have a quick look, then you'll understand under the video section what the people success they got it. And there are so many testimonials. Even my mentees started my similar, okay, they're also doing good. So several professionals, they're growing across the various nationalities. Then I think I don't have pictures of 500 to show you, but at least some familiar faces you can see that so many people become trainers, become started the owners. And there are various levels people they speak. Today, my system doesn't have the internet strength videos I am not playing, but I have all these videos are available in the website. Just watch one small video. After that, we'll go for question and answers.
The most important choice you can make every morning is to wake up with the right attitude. You can start your day full of energy to achieve the things you have always dreamed of. Or you can drag yourself out of bed to start your daily routine of doing things you don't even believe in. The choice is yours. What I've learned through life is that nothing can stop a person with the right attitude from achieving their goals. So the biggest investment you can make is in your thoughts. Look inside you. What is your dream? What is your passion? What was the first answer you had when someone asked you as a child, what do you want to be when you grow up? Now ask yourself, are the dreams you had as a child still alive inside you today? Because working on something that you don't like is always going to be stressful. But doing something you love gives you the passion that feeds your spirit. A wise man once said, when you work, you fulfill a part of the earth's furthest dream assigned to you when that dream was first born. All it takes to achieve your dreams is that first step. So what's stopping you? What have you got to lose? Take that step now. I mean, look at the UAE where vision made wonders. The leaders had a dream where even the sky wasn't the limit. Where the desert once grew trees, it now grows buildings, hospitals, schools, and airports. Projects thought to be impossible by many were made possible to us because where they saw challenges, we saw chances to change the world. Their vision built their generation, and as their vision came to life, it inspired youth across the nation who wanted to be a part of it. It was our leaders' chance to equip the future generation with the power to make their own dreams come true. Because the leaders believed in their dream, and their love for their people was made visible through their work. So pour your heart into your work and sing your song. Sing your song. This will be the best thing you can do for yourself, your family, and for your entire country. Be innovative. Be an achiever. Think outside the box because no dream is too big. Set a clear goal, put a plan in place, and stick to it. The entire ocean is made out of little water drops. Focus on your goal and don't procrastinate. Create your own opportunities. Have a positive outlook. Build a team that you can rely on. Learn from your mistakes, pick yourself up, and never quit. Be an inspiration to others. Lead by example, and take the time to raise others up with you. Be a leader. Enlighten your imagination. Unleash your potential. Change the world, because the world is in your hands, and the future is born now.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your great participation. And moving forward, there are many people passed through AIMS, and we celebrate their success. Even vice presidents, CEOs, general managers whom I mentor. Today, they're handling the organizations in a very confident way. AIMS is a very big network. Our network can become your net worth as well. So the benefits of this program, which I listed here, is very simple to understand, including CPD. Access to the recorded sessions. Remember, access means you'll get an online account of AIMS. Then you can watch the sessions as many times in the 1 year time. Thus, in this program, you will learn effective writing skills, which is equivalent to British Council program, experience on knowledge and presentation skills. General normal batch, the fees is, we charge 5,000, but this batch Fastrack, we have a discount of 750 special. And last date for joining this is on 20th November, and 21st November onwards, this program will kick off. And my team, they always will be in touch with you. We have some team members, and they will also interact with you within 2 minutes now. But remember, keeping as an ordinary person, thinking extraordinary things is a crime. If you want to become really an extraordinary person to reach to the excellence, do the right efforts. And the fear and staying in the comfort zone, as some of the candidates asked, I don't have that much of a knowledge and how I can become MRICS. You know very well if you do that, and already been proven many people cases in AIMS in the successful journey, and people are writing on LinkedIn and also several areas. I told them two things: don't chase the money. And also, while spending the money for studies, don't apply any value engineering techniques. Okay. That's where always when I look at sometime a bigger institutions, universities, they never offer any sort of, certain levels in the fees. But after completion of MSc, also completion of degrees, they are joining AIMS. And AIMS fees is hardly 1/4 or maybe 1/3 of maybe your salaries, but the investment is always a right choice for you to grow to the next level. And second thing, regarding the grammar to develop, we have an excellent lectures and presentation material. This will be lifelong, it will be with you. And also my mentees and also these sessions, anyone can attend from any countries in the GCC countries. This 100 hours program, it can change your life. Only thing is, the real professional development is required in the process. Yeah. If somebody say join my gym, by tomorrow I'll make you as a zero size body or maybe big muscles, will you trust anyone? No. If you join gym, you must apply your hard work. That changes the body and the body will be with you. That's what exactly AIMS program has been designed. And ensure and make sure AIMS program has a detailed brochure. We provide this information by email, and this video also will come to you. Watch it and what do you call in a leisure manner. If you have any other questions also, you can contact with us. Our LMS system, which is there in the completely recorded, and this is the 2025, we enhanced the system, but we did not increase the fees. There's an advantage, is part of this program benefits what you are getting, and everything is well explained under this process. Yes, today we have participants. This competency RACS rules of conduct, ethics, and professionalism. These three parameters are completely. Good morning to all. Thank you so much for all of your patience to attend the session today. I appreciate all of your great commitment in this APC journey. Let's start one of the technical competency. This is applicable for. So this LMS system, what we provided is completely recorded sessions, all the competencies through 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, that will help you to practice as many times. That's why when you join AIMS, we'll provide this access immediately. Even you can watch it as many times, and all the sessions recorded with nice headings. And apart from that, being the managing director of AIMS HR consultancy, we started a new vision. And all the AIMS network, definitely it can be helpful to access to the clients. And also you can provide a business to us, and we also can provide a link to the opportunities. That's why my final suggestion to all of you, join AIMS to accomplish AIMS of your dreams. It's not about just certification, because many people I have seen in the industry, people are getting certifications, end of the day, they don't have confidence to lead their life and also their career. That's why your commitment is the first step to join. Later, how to build your confidence, knowledge, and strategies until you get success, plus skills. With that, if you are really to take challenges here, so many people take in challenges and they learn, they have the high knowledgeable resources with them. Use it and learn. And my details are available here.